Hi, once again. I would like to re-invite you to my YouTube channel to talk about the Word of God. Now, I'm not saying that the Bible is the only Word of God, of course, because there are many holy Bibles, so to speak, in many different faiths. Okay? My experience is mainly with the Christian Bible, but I'm open to other books as well. So I'm exploring today Psalm 23, the 23rd Psalm. Okay, so strap on your seatbelt and get ready to listen because this is a powerful passage and it straddles between the Old Testament and the New Testament. I mean, it's classically defined in the Old Testament, but I think it's like a nice bridge between the two, in my humble opinion. Okay, so let's get underway. Okay, reading from the old King James Version, even. Okay, because I think it captures it quite nicely, in my humble opinion. Okay. So Psalm 23, passage, verse 3. I'm sorry, verse 4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. So let's pause there for a moment. So when this passage is saying, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Many theologians and philosophers and parishioners and people who like to think about such passages have really thought about this one for a while. And I humbly submit to you that if this is a metaphor for life, if this is a symbolic representation of going into some huge meeting where there are adversaries in the meeting, or if this is like, some kind of struggle between fractions, maybe even within the world. And we know that that's happening right now in the Middle East, or you name the area, right? I mean, there's these struggles. This is saying, yea, though, and such and such and such. And I'll read here from the New International Version to kind of give it some balance. It scraps the word yea and says, even though, so it's a little more palatable, so to speak, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. So again, I'm going to take a sip of water here. So what does all this mean? You might be asking yourself, why is this guy on this YouTube channel mentioning the 23rd Psalm? Why does he read it like this? And I need to inform you that this is a very powerful verse, and it transcends, it goes beyond whatever I can even say about it or whatever I can even point you towards about it. I highly recommend that you pick up a copy of the Bible and you read the 23rd Psalm, verses 4 yourself, verses 4 and 5 yourself, and meditate on it. Really ask yourself, what might this mean to you? How can this possibly aid you in your path in life? Possibly even your connection to God, and within yourself. Personally, to share a personal note, the 23rd Psalm has offered me peace and has offered me comfort in troubling times. as a counselor, as someone who has aided people over time one-on-one, I will occasionally reflect on the disturbances that these people are faced with, and I recite in my mind the 23rd Psalm um, to 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 ask for guidance, to ask for stability within the face of evil, or within the disturbance of what's occurring. Um, I believe that this is tantamount to a like a holy prescription, and I know that might sound strange or weird, okay, but I'm beyond trying to worry about strange things or weird things or being called strange or weird, because who isn't strange or weird on occasion? So, with that being said, I want to specify that the power of this passage goes well beyond the pages that surround it, goes well beyond the covers of the Bible that hold it within its pages, within its bounds, so to speak. It transcends space and time, and all I can say is that when a person is faced with insurmounting odds, or with perceived horrible atrocities happening within their lives, I ask you to meditate on this passage. I ask you to ask yourself, what might it offer to you? What might it mean? What might it mean to you? All I can say is that it's extremely powerful, and I welcome your feedback. I welcome your comments on this page. I also welcome guests, whomever might be interested in adding to this endeavor. Again, I want to open this to multiple faiths. I don't want this to be exclusive to the Holy Christian Bible, as I have started out this with. I want to include the writings of the Hindu faith, the Buddhist faith, the Tao, the Muslim faith, Judaism, all Native American faiths and cultural writings and knowledge. And anyone whom I've left out, including the Mormon faith, and Seventh-day Adventists, and whomever would like to share a meaningful story or a meaningful passage that has aided them in their lives, I welcome them here. Thank you for your time, and may the 23rd Psalm offer you peace and balance. Peace and balance. I almost said the word hope. Well, I guess there's a little bit more time here, so I want to speak to the concept of hope for just a moment. Okay, so one of the tags that I have on this video is the word evil. I humbly submit to you that the concept of hope could be evil. And you might think, wow, now this guy's gone off the deep end. He's out on the branch and he's sawing off the limb that he sits on. Well, so be it. I want to inform you that if you look back to the ancient Greeks, there is a story of Pandora's box. Who hasn't heard of Pandora's box, right? If you're not familiar with this passage, please pull it up yourself and review it. I'm not going to ask you to take this video as the only source of information on this by any stretch of the imagination. Pandora's box, as the story goes in Greek mythology, albeit, says Pandora, who was a mid-teen, maybe 14, 15 or so, 13, 14, 15, was entrusted by her older teen brother, they're both gods, goddess and god, to watch over this box that he owned, theoretically, and said, "Don't open the box. Do not open the box." And he takes off on travel, on a trip. So Pandora, the inquisitive teen that she was, according to the writings, opens the box. Out flies into the world all forms of evil. Horrible, horrible things. And she is aware of what happens and slams down the cover of the box. And there was one thing remaining in the box. You may have guessed it. Hope. Hope. Now, theologians and philosophers and all alike have boiled this down and tried to figure this out. How, why was hope in this box of evil things? And so be it. There are people who have just said because hope is evil, and it belonged there. And other people have said it remained because it didn't belong there. I mean, who may be right about that? All I can say is this: if you think of something and you hope for it, and it takes you out of the present moment for too long, and you ignore things, and bills start to pile up, and they don't get paid, and your child, you forget to pick them up from daycare because you're hoping that something is going to occur. That's evil. I humbly submit to you, that may be a form of evil, right? Bring it back. Say, what are you capable of doing today? Forget about hope for a second. Ask yourself, what are you responsible for today? What can you achieve today? And do it. I hope this video finds you well, and may God be with you, whatever that means to you, and may you take responsibility sincerely. And how does that relate to the 23rd Psalm? I believe that it does, because taking responsibility at its core and being responsible for yourself, that can feel like you're opening up things that are insurmountable, and you might need the 23rd Psalm to help you deal with that. Maybe. Okay. Take care.